Hello, this is Shamim. I am working as a senior web developer here in ICRA. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how can we create a new web form and add a template with a web form and attach our web form with a menu so that from front end user can use this menu, and when user click on this menu my form will appear, and after filling up this form I would like to expect a new email that we are going to create as an email template. So as usual in this tutorial I am going to take any of our web script as an example, but same tricks and methodology should work for any script you have purchased from ICRA. It not necessarily has to be the same script that I am demonstrating here. It can be any script you have purchased. So we are picking up our real estate script. This is the default template of our real estate script. I would add a new menu here as a carrier. I would add a new menu here. So let us log in to our administration control panel to create a new menu just after contact us. So after contact us we would like to see a new menu called carrier. So what we will do, we will log into our backend, and under our backend there is a section called menu, and we are going to create a new menu, clicking create new menu under the menu section. So here I'm going to create a new menu called carrier. Menu name will be carrier, and menu title is the URL, so it can be an SEO friendly URL. I keep it as a carrier, and login is not necessary, and menu location has to be the top horizontal menus, and content layout area I would like to keep it simple. First is external URL. External URL means any URL you can use, and we will change it later on. External URL is just I'm creating a menu with no link, or you can use any sample link. So now I'm going to refresh my home page. I would like to see my menu appear into font end. Yes, it is. Besides contact us I have a new menu called carrier. So now I would like to go to my newly created menu, and we will attach this web form under site and create custom form here. So create custom form is the form where we can create our web forms according to how we desire. So now under site I click on create new form, and I'm going to keep the name as a consistent. So I am naming it as a carrier form. So I am just setting up the parameters. I don't want user to log in, and email template is the template what will be sent after submission of this form from front end. So currently we have no email template, so I leave it as null. And email 2 is the email where the mail will be sent to after filling up this form. When user will fill up this form and hit the submit button, the email will be sent to this email. I select type as a general form because I want to create a general form and attach with a carrier menu. So this is an SEO title. Under meta you all know how can we add title, meta descriptions and description details, and this is a cosmetics items, basically is used for CSS stuff. So here you can see the list of the parameters that will allow you to make some beautification of your forms. So this is field information. This is one of the key part of our web forms. So I create a group name called career, and group name is important, and field name is name, and field ID is going to be name, because it is highly recommended to keep your name and ID as same, because using this name you will fetch your data. The field level is the name that user will see, so it can be a human understandable name. And description, you can add description as much as you want, so it will help user to understand the fields. and we can set the field order, group order. So better we will keep the group name same for all fields. So I add a new field under our name. So field width I can set it 50, and field height I will leave it as it is. So field width is going to be 50, and this is the second field I'm going to create for the group called career and our career form. And the field name is email, and field ID is also email, because I want both name and ID should be similar. That would be easy for me to fetch the data when forms is submitted. And field level as usual is for user to understand. So user will see the field level and title. I am going to add a third field. So I have one first field is name, second field is email, and I am going to write my third field as a phone number. So I write my field name as a phone, and ID is as a phone, as I told you before, because I want name and ID will be same. Field type is text box, and field width is 50, and field level is the level that user will see. Just it resides on the left hand side of our form, so it is a level for better user understandability. Now I add under the phone, I am going to add a new field called country. So country field name, country field ID is to be country, because make sure that you for country and some other keyword is reserved. So once you type country, system will automatically load up the list of the countries, and system is intelligent enough to load up all the country when you name field name as a country. So I select type as a drop down, and field level is going to be country or name of your country, whatever you want to tell to your user, and it is an user understandable caption. So country and field level is country, and I'm going to add a new field called date of birth, because this is the last field I'm going to add. So I think we'd be happy with this 5 field. And field name and ID is very important, because when we create an email template, make sure that I keep my email field name and field ID is same. So upload is a keyword, reserved keyword. When a system gets the upload, it will automatically load up a file uploader. So it's a file attach tool. So field type would be file attached, and field label is going to upload your image or upload image, whatever you want to show to your visitors. So field label and field title is for visitors understandable text, and that is it. I'm not going to create anymore. So you can select, I'm going to create another field called date of birth, because I missed the date of birth option, because last one I added as a uploader. So this is now date of birth. So date of birth, I keep a field type as text box just for testing purpose. Of date of birth, for level is going to be date of birth, and title is also date of birth. And I'm going to save this form with the list of the field that I have created. So the form name is going to be the career, and I have saved our career general form. And now I'm going to create a menu and manage new menus. What I want to do here, I would like to find the menu that I have created in the beginning of this tutorial called career. So let us find the menu called career, and I would like to join my general form with the career menu, because when user click on the career menu, I want my general form, which is just been created, is to be linked with this menu. So here it is 233 ID. So I'm now going to edit this menu, and it is now no longer an external URL. It is going to be a form which is going to be a general form. So I am under the members, I select content layout area as a view general form, and select the content, and I would like my form to be appear here. Look at this. I select the career form, because once I select the content layout area as the view general form, and I select a content called the career, what we have just created, the form we have just created. And now I'm going to load my home page again. I would like to refresh it, and I want to see when I click on the career button what it happens. I would expect my forms to appear on this page. Yes, it is. You can see my list of the fields: name, email, phone number, country, and this is the career. The career is our group name and the form name, and I have a list of the countries here. And look at this, there is no drop down button. It brings as a list box. So I am now going back to my form, and I'm going to edit this form, and I'm going to say that the country size should be set to 1. So now site managed forms. So what is my form here? Career is my form, and I'm going to edit this form and field information, and I'm going to edit my country field information, so that I do not want to show a long list of my countries. So I want field width to be set as 1. So it means I want one record to be displayed and rest of the record to be only displayed upon clicking on the drop down button. So now I edit this form, and I'm going to refresh this page. Haha, look at this. It is a nice drop down form, and by default the global country is selected, because software is intelligent enough to find your global country. And this is the CAPTCHA, and this is a date of birth, so user can select a calendar. And the bottom of this form there is an image verification CAPTCHA automatically append to your form. So well, this is the list of the fields that we have created. On the left side it is field name and field title. On mouse over you can see a nice title comes up. So when user hit a submit button, what it will happen? Currently email will not go anywhere, because we have not set email will go to this email address, but no message, because we have not set email template yet. Look at this, email template currently not set. There are list of the email template, but where is my template? Because this is the template that is used for other forms. But I am now going to show you how can we create a new email template and attach this template with your form. This is the email template under the setup menu. So I open this to a new tab. Under setup menu I can find an email template list. What I will do, I am going to create a new email template and attach with my form, so that when user submit this form, I want an email to be sent with the template that I have preset. So I name the template as career, and email template title is also career. I load up my HTML editor, and look at this. This is a very important point, because in the text editor you can you can write anything you want, but you may have to make sure that field name is case sensitive and has to be the similar. It has to be the same field name. It has to be the similar with your field ID or field name. It resides in between % sign. You can see on the left hand side before colon sign, this is the level. It will print exactly how you can write, but in between percentage sign, 2% sign, you must make sure that field name is correctly inserted. So here field name is email, so my variable should be email, and this is the email, or whatever you can write, doesn't matter. But what you will write, the field name has to be in a correct case and to be inserted in between % sign, because it becomes a variable. So this is a human understandable value called phone, but whatever the value you write in between % sign is going to be the field name, and field name has to be the case sensitive, without a space, without underscore and anything. So make sure that your field name is correctly inserted into the variable which resides in between percentage sign. Look here. So now this option upload is basically a level, doesn't matter, but what it matters is what you write in between percentage sign. It has to be the field name, this one. Look at this, I added underscore, so I have to make sure that the in between percentage sign I have to write exactly the same text what I have named as field. So field name has to be inserted in between our percentage sign. So I have done with the list of the fields, and I have created a template with what name is career. So I have created a email template called career. So now I will join this email template with this form. So this is a career form, here email template. So now currently there is no template because I have not refreshed this page. So what I will do, I will refresh this page, and I want my career email template to be appear onto the drop down button. So here I can find it now, email template career appears. So what it finally do, what it will do when the form is submitted, email will be sent at test@test.com with a template called career, what we have just created. Now let us refresh this page, the front end, and now we are set in every respect, and I am going to submit this form from backend. Sorry, I'm going to submit this form from the front end, and on the career I'm going to write my name as a blah 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 and email address, whatever you want, and you pretend as a customer. So you can upload your file and you can keep this field as a mandatory if you want. It is a date of birth and it is human verification captcha. And once user fill up these forms and hit the submit button, and system will send an email what you have added in your form, which is going to be test@test.com. It means I am sending a mail from my address. So what it is doing internally it is sending an email called test@test.com with the template of career what we have just created. So the sender is test@test.com, doesn't matter, it can be whatever at whoever.com, doesn't matter. It sends email to this address, it sends email to this address. So for your case you can add a real time your own email address to test, and what content it mailed, the content that we have created as an email template. So in summary, what we do, so this is a web form what we have created under site create new form, and sometimes you may want some text to appear here. So in our general form we have an option to write something before loading your form. So this is a font and description area where you can write whatever you want to print before showing your form, or some instruction or something that you want to let your user know before loading a form. So I have just written quite a few words to show you where it exactly set in here. So under a career form title you can see a small nice descriptions appears. It can be longer than what you can see, and then the forms will appear. So in this tutorial I hope you have learned how can we create new form and how can we attach our form with a menu, and how can we create a new email template and attach a template with a form. So I hope this tutorial helps. If you have any question, do not hesitate to email us. We are happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.